Hey everybody, my name is Wolf and today I'm going to be showing you the best possible way to find the best settings for you in Splitgate. So straight off the bat, when you open your settings, the first tab that's going to open is your video settings. All of the colorblind settings are completely personal preference, but I strongly recommend that you put your FOV at max. Right now at the moment, the max FOV is at 103. I'm not sure if they're going to change that in the future, but if they do, then I strongly recommend that you change the FOV to your personal preference. But right now at the moment, make sure that your FOV is at max. Trust me when I say this, because of the way the game is right now, max FOV is going to be your best friend. Trust me on this one, you're not going to regret it. Alright, here we are on the keyboard and mouse settings, and straight off the bat, you want to turn on auto sprint. The reason why we're turning on auto sprint is so that way you can get rid of that toggle to sprint or hold to sprint keybind on your keyboard or mouse. Doing so will give you an extra bind on your keyboard and mouse for whatever you want, like a EMP grenade or a close portal button, for example. Now for the sensitivity, all I can really say is it's personal preference. I'm not a keyboard and mouse player, so yeah, it's just personal preference. Now here we are in the controller settings. Now first things first, you want to turn on your auto sprint, and you want to go to your dead zone settings and make sure that your dead zones are correct. Now you're probably wondering, what's the difference between outer and inner dead zones? The inner dead zone defines how much pressure you need to push the joystick in order to cause the action in game. And the outer dead zone defines how much pressure you need to push in order to reach max speed. Now you want to make sure your inner dead zone is as low as possible without causing any stick drift. If you can't tell which dead zone is best for you, then basically move your joystick around until stick drift happens, and keep increasing the dead zone until the joystick drift is completely eliminated. Now if you're going to use auto sprint, you want to make sure that the toggle to sprint or the hold to sprint bind is unbound from your joystick. But wait a second. There's no unbind button. Yeah, I know, it's pretty ridiculous, am I right? I'm not sure why there's no unbind button, but don't worry, there is a workaround that 100% works. What you want to do is you want to change the bind called play emote. Next, you want to select the bind that you don't want. Does that make any sense? After you selected the bind that you don't want, you want to change it back to play emote. After you change the bind back to play emote, then it's not there anymore. What? Now that you know how to delete keybinds off your controller, do the exact same thing with all the keybinds that you don't want on your controller. Next is the audio tab. Now, realistically, this is all personal preference, but you want to turn off proximity chat. The reason why you want to turn off proximity chat is so that way you can talk to your teammates from across the entire map. Next is the UI settings. Now if you scroll all the way down, then you'll see a whole bunch of crosshairs that you can customize within all of your guns. Now you're probably wondering, why do I have most of these at circle 3 in just a regular circle dot? Well, I'm about to explain that here in a few seconds. As you can see here on this clip, I'm using the default reticle on the shotgun, and I'm just barely touching the enemy with the crosshair, and it's highlighting red. Now in this clip, I'm using the circle dot 3 reticle, and I'm not even touching the enemy. And it's going red. And some of you are probably wondering, okay, how is this going to help me at all? Well, as you can see, now that I have a smaller reticle, I can train my brain into moving a crosshair closer to the enemy than I'm even intentionally trying to do. And that, my friends, is basically it. Let me know in the comments down below, did this video help you a lot? If it did, make sure to hit that like button. If you're brand new, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye everyone.